What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Welcome back, guys. Today is a super awesome trick, and you know what? You guys know to just like and subscribe if you enjoy it, but I'm not even gonna talk. Let's just cut straight to the trick. This one is a very cool trick. This is how it looks. Now, as you guys can see, I have an entire deck of cards. Now, basically, the gist of it is that I'm going to, let me tilt this up a little bit. I'm going to be going through like this and just riffling the cards so that you guys can see all of them. And you're just going to stop me at any of the cards and we'll put it right there. I will not look, I promise you guys. And basically, what I'm going to do, I would then let the spectator shuffle it. Now, they really could honestly shuffle for as long as they wanted. And basically, after they were done shuffling, I tell them, I'm going to go through and I'm just going to pick out a few cards, kind of like a prediction. I mean, a few predictions, just because sometimes when I pick out one, I'm actually like wrong. And so I'm just going to pick out a few that I think it could be. Let's go with these 5. I'll make sure that I got all 5. Yep. All right. Perfect. And basically what I tell them is, it doesn't matter what the order of them is, that basically I have 5 singular cards, in my prediction, right? And now here comes the interesting part. Now, first of all, I tell them that what I'm gonna do is that I have these 5, predictions on here, and that I'm gonna leave those on this half of the deck, and I'm just going to have them hold, this deck generally, but because I don't have a Spectre here, I'll just set it over there. Now, what I do then is I start showing them each of the predictions. I say, now I don't want you to give away anything, but just watch the predictions I have so that you can tell me if one of them was your prediction in a moment, okay? So I'm going to start with this one. You can see that I have the Ace of Hearts, right? I also have the King of Clubs. I have the 4 of Diamonds. I have the 7 of Hearts. And then finally, the 5 of Spades. Now, what I'm going to do, I'll put the rest of the deck over there. First of all, I asked them, did you see your card in there? You did. Okay, perfect. I'm going to turn this deck over, and I want you to watch carefully. I'm going to take one card, and you might notice that if I put it on my hand, like just like this, and I cover it, and I give it a rub like this, that card actually completely materializes out of thin air. And you may not believe me, but you can see now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And if you take a look, that one card that vanished was the 4 of Diamonds, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was indeed your card. Now, you may wonder where exactly it went, and the actual true answer is it went all the way over here to the deck that they would have been holding the entire time. If I just pick up the deck, okay, no funny moves, all I have to do is spread through, and you guys are going to see that there's one card face up in the middle of the deck, right there, and that is none other than the only card that's face up, which is, of course, the 4 of Diamonds. You guys can see that is their card. They could have signed it. It doesn't matter. It really is their card. And that, my friends, is the Biddle Trick. First of all, now we're going to break this down into a few parts. The first one is going to be having them choose the card. The second one is going to be how you're going to show the cards. And then finally, the last one is going to be how their card ends up. It's going to be like the vanish and how it ends up in the middle of the deck. We're going to be holding the deck in kind of like a like you're going to be holding the bottom of it. Okay, you can see that my thumb is along the bottom, and I'm just using mainly my first finger and middle finger just to hold it like this. And what that means is that you're going to have plenty of room, because you're going to be taking your right hand if you're right-handed, or opposite if you're left-handed, and just riffling along the side just so that they can see all the cards. And basically, here's what's going to happen. Now, at the first, you're just going to do a really fast one just to explain. You say, I'm going to take my finger, and I'm just going to riff along the side. Right? Now, obviously, there's no way that they could have chose a card, but you're going going to tell them I'm going to riffle, and you're just going to choose any one of these cards, right? So I'll do it a little bit slower. And what you're going to do is, it doesn't matter which card they see. Now, obviously, I have the camera, so I can see which card they choose, but you actually don't know which card they choose as of right now when you're doing the trick, so I'll explain it. Now, you can really stop anywhere. They can stop you anywhere, but it's best if it's around the middle of the deck. I feel like that's easier, but you really can be stopped anywhere. So you're going to be riffling. They tell you to stop. What you're going to do is take the same hand that's holding the deck. You're going to take the pinky, and you're going to be pulling it back so that they can get a better view. Okay, so it's the 5 of hearts, right? And so you were going from riffling. Oops. From riffling, pulling back, right? 2 of clubs, we'll go with this one. Now, here's the important thing. You're going to keep your pinky where it is. As you close up, you see these 3 fingers are like grabbing to close it up, but that pinky stays in, and what that means is as you turn it over, you guys can see, if I do it like this, as I turn it over, it's pushing out directly where their card is, and you can see that I have a peek at that 2 of clubs. So it's kind of hard to explain this, and kind of hard to show it, but right, so you're here, you're pulling out, you keep that pinky in as you close up, and again, this is all covered. It just looks like you're holding the deck, right? Then you're using your thumb to push the entire deck over, and again, that pinky is shoving it out. You can immediately and very fastly see their card, and then you're just going to square up so that they can't see it. Now, at this point, because you know their card, they can shuffle the card. It doesn't matter. I mean, the deck, excuse me. They can shuffle the deck. Generally, it's good to let them shuffle it as much as they want. And now we're going to get into what to do with the prediction and getting it set up. Okay, so for this next part, obviously we know that their card is the 2 of clubs in this instance. Now, it really is somewhere, anywhere in the deck. Generally, if possible, I would suggest that you get 5 cards, okay? So you're really going to get 4 random cards, and you're going to get the 2 of clubs that you know is their card, right? So you're going to be spreading through, and I would suggest, if possible, unless it's like one of the first few cards, that you try and get 2 cards before the 2 of clubs, and then 2 cards after. So I grabbed 5 cards out. Now, you are going to be using the rest of the deck, so make sure that you keep that nearby. You don't want to put it in your pocket or anything, right? And so you're just going to tell them, okay, and by the way, you want to put these face down when you're taking them out. You don't want them to see the predictions just yet, right? And so I then tell them, okay, you can see that I have 5 cards. You can freely show them that there is 5, and you tell them, now here's the interesting thing. Now what you're going to do is, because if you did this right, you should have it in the 3rd position. And like I said, if when you're going to get the cards, if it's like right on the top, just move it around so that it's the 3rd card. It's just the easiest, right? So it's like right there in the middle. And so obviously you have these cards face down. Now what I do is I take the deck, I'll turn them face up, because remember, their card isn't going to be on top, so that's fine. And I put all 5 cards face up on top of the face down deck. Now you go into telling them, okay, so you're going to do a scissor cut, taking half of the deck, including those 5 cards. The other one, you're just gonna I generally will have the spectator put a hand out, and I'll have them set the rest of the deck on their hand, but for now, I'll just put it over here. So now you have these 5 cards, right? Here's what you're gonna be doing. You're gonna tell them that you're gonna show them each of the cards just so they can see your predictions, but you don't want them to say anything. You just want them to watch so that they know if one of the predictions is your card when you ask them in a moment. And so here's what you're gonna do. The first one, you pull it across into your hand like normal. That's fine. The second one is the same. You pull it in your hand like normal. But now that you know this is their card, or if you had it in a different position, you already know what their card is because of the peak, right? What you're going to be doing is pulling this card, but you're going to catch a pinky break. And what that means is that when you go to put the next one in, you're just going to be picking up that card on the bottom of the deck, right? You can see that it's right there. You're going to be picking up that card while you pull the other one to cover up where it was so that they don't see that there's now only 3 cards. And then you're going to do the last one. You're going to take this half of the deck and you're going to put it on top of the other one. So I'll say, okay, so I'm going to turn it face down, and I say, now check this out. I want you just to watch this card on top, right? And what I'm about to do is a vanish. You're just going to be, it's called a retention vanish, so you're just going to be pulling that card back, okay? So what you're going to do is take that card, and you're just going to hold it almost like, you can see that I'm pushing it from the corner, your thumb's on top, and what you're going to be doing, right? So you're like this, you put it here, and you're going to be laying it on your leg, and as soon as your hand starts covering it from their view, you're going to start pulling it back and aligning it with that deck, right? And now they aren't thinking there's 3 cards, because remember, they still thought there was 5. Now they're like, there should be 4 cards. Then you're going to show them that not only is there 4 cards, but that none of them are their card, and then you already have that card face up in the middle of the deck, even in their hands, possibly. All you have to do after that is just say, do you see your card in here? They'll say no, right? And then you just pick up the deck, or even have them spread and just say that's because it came over into this deck, and they'll spread through and see the only face-up card is there, whatever it is, in this case the 2 of clubs. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know the usual. If you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe and drop a like, just to let me know that you appreciated the video and that you enjoyed it. And you guys know the gist of it. I will see you in the next video. I love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your support, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, guys. In this coffee shop we find our groove. Sugar packets scribbled with mad thoughts. Laughter in the air can't be bought. Steam dancing from your cup of noon. Whispering secrets